We live?
Yep, okay, thank you. Good morning. Welcome to Kent County Department of Planning, Housing and Zoning Administrative Hearing. My name is Bill Mackey. I'm the director of the department. With me is our deputy director, Carla Gerber, who's about to present a staff report. Mark Carper, who's associate planner, who will present 3 more staff reports, and Tyler Arnold, who is clerking for us today. Thanks, Tyler. Today is October 28th, 2024, and we are reviewing 4 items. We're going to take those items in order as they appear on the agenda. Before we start, if you plan on testifying today or coming up and talking in any way, if you could raise your right hand and answer this question, and I mean right now. Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your belief and knowledge?
Yes.
Thank you very much. All righty, and before we proceed, Tyler, if you can give us a summary of the notification. In the past, we have read the entire newspaper article into the record, but we post them online now, so we just refer to them by reference, so we don't have to read through the whole newspaper ad. So, what have we got?
The notice of the public hearing was posted in the Kent County News on October 24th, 2024, and the notice was posted online at kentcounty.com. A copy of the public notice is in the October 28th administrative hearing packet. Letters were sent to adjacent property owners on October 15th, 2024, and the properties were posted on October 15th, 2024.
Great, thanks, Tyler. So how our procedure goes is we go item by item, and with each item, staff will present usually a summary or a highlight from the staff report, assuming everyone's read the staff report. Then folks who are the applicants come forward and talk about their application. If there's anyone in the audience in support of that application, then they would speak. If there's anyone in opposition to the application, then they would speak, and then applicant has the opportunity for a closing argument, as does anyone else who spoke. And anyone in the room has the ability to what's called cross-examine. So you can ask questions of the applicant or staff or anyone involved. So with that, I think we will proceed to our first item, number 2450, David Shermer, Administrative Special Exception regarding an accessory structure. And have you read the staff report?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So Carla, if you wouldn't mind giving us some highlights from the staff report.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Mr. Shermer wants to build an accessory structure for storage of an RV and other equipment. The shed will have a square footage of 1,600 square feet, which staff will note is within the limits of the upcoming land use ordinance, as is the height. So in the future, this would not need to have a special exception. It's located in the rear yard, behind the house. There aren't too many other structures in the vicinity because it's on a cul-de-sac. It's consistent with the comprehensive plan. It won't have impacts to wildlife, and staff would recommend approval.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, would you like to speak to the application?
No. It's basically, I'm building it to put all my stuff that's in my driveway into a building.
I think I remember the letter, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty, and is there anyone here online or in the room to speak for or against this application? Okay. Hearing none. And just to explain, part of the reason that we do these public meetings for certain kinds of applications is it does allow neighbors to know something that's going to happen a little bit outside of what's expected, gives them an opportunity to send us a letter or come down and speak for or against. Oftentimes neighbors do come down and speak in support, which is nice. So, but that gives everyone the opportunity. So appreciate you going through the process. I'd like to incorporate into the record formally the staff report, the TAC comments and minutes, and also your application and comments. And I would agree with staff and decide that this would be approved. And I guess my only issue would be, is 1 year enough time for you to do the project?
Yeah, he's lined up.
Okay.
To do it before the end of the year.
All righty, then I would approve with the condition as recommended by staff. And usually what happens is the written decision will be sent to you within a week or 2 weeks, depends on workload. And there is, under Maryland law, there's a 30-day requirement that we can't issue a permit or take action on these kinds of decisions. It allows people to file an appeal if they wish to, so there's a 30-day. We can work on your permit, we can get everything ready and review, but we won't actually be able to issue it 30 days from now.
Okay.
So, okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for coming down, appreciate it. All righty, thank you, Carla. Our next applicant is Michael and Grace Boylan, and they are seeking a special exception for an accessory structure in the front yard of a waterfront property. Good morning again. Morning. I always want to ask, have you all had a chance to read the staff report?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So Mark, if you might give us a summary of that staff report, some of the highlights, that'd be great.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Boylan are requesting a special exception to install a 192 square foot accessory structure in the front yard of a waterfront property. Due to the location, it does require that special exception. In regards to addressing the standards for review of this, it is large property. The lot coverage will remain within the critical area requirements. It's going to be nestled next to one side. There's existing hedgerow, so there's already screening in place. They've already provided a buffer enhancement plan to offset the increase in the lot coverage as a result, and therefore we recommend approval of this application.
Thank you very much. Would you like to say anything about your application?
No, I don't, I think we agree.
And our HOA approved.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot to mention that, and they provided a copy of that letter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is separate from our approval, and we don't really have any say over that, but for you all, that's important, so, yes. So, good, congratulations. All righty. Again, I'd like to incorporate the staff report, TAC minutes, and application into the record formally. I would agree with staff for approval. I am going to ask, is a year enough time for you all to do the project?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Then I would grant approval with the condition of, as stated by staff, for the 1 year for substantial construction. As before, there's a 30-day period before we can actually issue the permit. We can work toward that, and you can work towards that. And I imagine, do you have a permit on file?
Yes.
Yes, we're
Okay,
right here.
good. Well, then that's in the works. So
Great.
thank you for coming down. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck on your project.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All righty.
So I believe for the next one, the Herreras are going to call in, so it may be the
I
the
believe
ones
they may
online.
be online.
We're here.
You're here, okay, thank you.
Okay, excellent.
Just so you know, we muted your mic earlier because we were picking up your conversation, and I don't think you were aware that you were on the air, so.
Thank you.
So, I'm glad, we can't, our problem is we can't unmute it, only you can unmute it, but we can mute it in case, just for people if they're not aware, so. Okay, well, good to have you. Have you had an opportunity to read the staff report?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Mark, if you could give highlights of the staff report, that would be helpful.
Sure. So Mr. and Mrs. Herrera requesting Mr. Special Exception to construct a 2,400 square foot accessory building with a mean height of approximately 19 feet. They're required to get a special exception because the property is under 5 acres. They would have attached to this a 500 square foot covered porch as well. In addition to those, they are including an apron, which would be 800 square feet. And then a drive as well. So those will be included on the site plan. They will remain under the amount required or maximum amount for lot coverage within the critical area. They're not waterfront, so there's no buffer enhancement plan required. SHA has approved the access or entryway for this drive. And there will be no known adverse impacts as a result of this proposed application.
Well stated, thank you.
Yep, and therefore, we recommend approval.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. and Mrs. Herrera, would you like to speak to your application?
We think that Mark covered that pretty well, and we really don't have anything else to add. He explained it just fine.
Okay. Are you comfortable with the 1 year limitation for construction?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all righty. Then I would first incorporate the staff report, TAC minutes, and application, as well as what was spoken just now, and grant approval with the staff condition of 1 year lapse if there's no substantial construction. So thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Herrera, for attending, and good luck on your project.
Thank you.
All righty, and our final application for today is the application by Steve Milby for an administrative special exception for an accessory structure. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you had an opportunity to read the staff report?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Well, Mark, if you can give us some of the highlights for those who might be tuning in.
Yes, Mr. Milby is requesting a special exception for 2,100 square foot accessory structure. General comments are that they are proposing, in addition to the structure, to include a 500 square foot apron. One of the things that we had requested was that be submitted on the site plan. He has submitted this morning.
Okay, so this is a revision?
Yep, this is
Okay.
a revision of that site plan, so
All right.
he's displayed that.
I see it's stamped and dated, that's helpful.
And then I'd corresponded with the applicant earlier, asking whether or not vegetation would be removed, and he responded saying that none would be removed. So two of the conditions that I had listed would no longer be applicable in this case.
So there's no vegetation being removed at all?
No vegetation being removed.
That was also my question, so thank you.
And it will remain under the maximum amount of lot coverage allowed for this. I would make a note that it's going to get close to the maximum amount, so it'd be remaining 93, our estimate 93 square feet available. Yeah, we recommend approval of this application.
Okay, thank you. So when I look at the conditions, it would be, we would include, you would recommend including condition 1 and 2, but not 3? No.
No.
1 and 3, but not 2?
No, now I'm asking that only condition number 3 be
Okay.
included.
All right.
He has provided the upgraded or updated site plan.
So that's the gravel drive I see added,
The apron.
the apron.
The
What about
terminology is a little bit different than what was originally put on the application.
Okay,
So what's referred to as a drive was unknown what the location would be, but it is an apron
an apron. Okay, all right, thank
to
you.
the structure.
All righty. Good morning. Do you have anything to add to the conversation for your application?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I do have a question about what was just received. I see that there's been an additional, it looks like drive added to the currently existing garage. Is that just indicating something that is there, or is that some addition?
So what is already drawn to the existing is what is already there.
Okay. And you're not planning on making any improvements or changes to that particular
No, sir.
strip? Okay. Because for me, it's important that that be at least 5 feet from the property line, sort of for the neighbor's sake, so, but if it's
Right,
existing
correct.
and remaining as it is, there's no change to make, so.
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you. And I will give this back to you so you can keep it in the file.
Thank you.
Again, seeing no one else in the room, it's time to make a decision. I would include the staff report, TAC minutes, and our discussion here today, and especially the added materials that were received this morning, and have that be part of the file and on the record. And then I would decide for approval, and you are good with the 1 year?
Yes.
Yes, okay. With the single condition the staff has recommended in the staff report, it's condition number 3, that the approval would lapse within 1 year if no substantial construction is completed. So, thank you for coming down. Appreciate you being part of the process. Again, it lets your neighbors know kind of what's going on, and they're aware of it. And I'm glad that there's no vegetation being removed, because when I looked at the aerial, there's some pretty big trees that look like they're really close, so glad they're
Yeah,
going to
so-
stay.
I had one tree a while back fall over,
Okay,
and it has been since cleaned up, and nothing else. I don't want to push the woods back any farther.
okay. All righty. All right, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate
Thank
you coming
you.
down. Good luck on your project.
Thank you.
All righty. And with that, I just want to add, if anyone is tuning in later on the recorded version of this, all the materials that we spoke to, all the staff reports, et cetera, are posted online. Those are available immediately, and if you're tuning in sometime later, those are always available through the department. So with that, I will adjourn our meeting. Thank you, team.